Hello, today we are going to work on a very basic exercise for shoulder mobility. So if you're doing this in the office with me, we've already talked about how to stack the rib cage up properly and how to get yourself engaged with your core. So we want to employ those principles in this exercise. I'm doing it on a chair. You could do it like on a bench or a coffee table or something like that, but you need something to be able to rest your elbow on. So in the office, we talk often about how when I'm reaching up overhead, I need this part of my bone to be able to drop down as this part of the bone goes up. In other words, I don't want to see something like this, where this part of the bone and this part of the bone are going towards the ceiling at once. So I need to be able to have the proper arthrokinematics, which is a fancy word for the way that the joint moves, so that I can let the ball of the head of the humerus, which is this long bone, drop down in the socket and actually do some other things, roll back, so that I can reach overhead. Okay, so we've already done some things preparing for this, and now we're going to progress this a little bit more. So I'm going to go into hands and knees. And again, I'm using that idea of a good, nice, stable core. So I'm going to exhale the air out. I'm thinking about pulling the hip bones together, zipping up here. I'm not crunching down with my obliques. And then I do create a little kind of brace and stability in the core. And then I'm going to do this in this position just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Actually, maybe I'll go like this. So I'm going to go into my roughly 90-90 position. I'm bearing weight through this right shoulder quite a bit, so I don't want to be sagging down and rotating through the ribs, okay? So I'm bearing weight through this right joint, pressing away, keeping space in my back, chin away from the chest, eyes on the floor in front of me, elbow here, and I'm just going to reach forward and then come back. So this is really the beginning of the exercise, is this reaching. I could add a weight at a certain point, so I can start to make it a little bit more exciting. Now in adding the weight, you're gonna feel a little bit more with the core. I could also use like a Pilates ball, something like that. But the idea of the very basic exercise is that I wanna be able to reach without letting this shoulder pop up into my ear, okay? So once I've got that very basic exercise down, then I'll just use the ball because I think it'll be easier to see. So then I can go into this position. I can start to do a little bit of external rotation. And again, I'm doing this in a pain-free range. I could start to do external rotation here, okay? And the purpose of this is to start to strengthen so that I can keep my shoulder blade under control so I can do some more advanced things. It's not meant to be done forever and ever and ever. That's the exercise.